guys, so today's video is going to be on two Valentine's Day hairstyles. One is a completely braided look, and then one is half up and half down, just to keep things interesting. So I hope you guys enjoy. They're really simple. Down below I've got tutorials for both of the styles of braids in case you don't quite pick them up while I'm doing these two looks. I have more in-depth videos on those, and keep on watching. So this one's really easy. I've got my hair into 4 sections, and I decided to braid one of them so that you'll see that winding through what looks like a 3-strand braid. Now it'll change depending on which strand you braid. I've chosen the 3rd strand. You can choose whatever, you can see how it looks, but what I'm going to do is I have it all pulled to one side, my bangs are attached to another piece, and I'm going to start with the outer one going underneath the 2nd strand, and we're going to go under, over, and that's how it's going to go from one side to the other. So we're going underneath that 2nd strand, over the braid, and then it's going to go underneath that 4th strand, or you could think of it as the 4th strand going over that. And then you're going to bring the braid back over top of that one, and it's going to go on top of that. So I'm just going to keep on going until I get all the way to the bottom of my braid. And your braided piece is probably going to shorten everything else because of the fact that there's less length of it because you've braided it. So that's okay, just finish wherever you feel comfortable leaving it. So I'm getting almost to the end. I'm going to keep going as far as I can just so that I don't have too much of a tail left to the braid, but I actually think that this braid looks really nice with a longer tail versus being like braided down all the way to the very end. But that's as far as I'm going to go, or as far as I'm going to get it. And I'm just going to take a small elastic. I tend to put them on my fingers when I'm braiding with them. And I'm just going to wrap this around twice because there's enough thickness there. And I'm just going to make sure that that band on the braided section is covered. And there you go. Really simple. Once you get the technique of it down, it takes literally like 2 minutes to do. It's a great way to keep your hair down in more than just a regular braid. So yeah, and it looks nice from both sides. So yeah, so that is look number 1. So for look number 2, it's going to be a half fishtail braid, and you can either keep your hair straight in the bottom or curly. I'm going to kind of show you both because my hair is just freshly washed and air dried, so it's not curly nor is it like pin straight. So what I've done is I've just put my hair into a half ponytail using a small elastic, or a clear elastic rather, and I've separated it into 2 pieces. Now because I am doing this and I want it to lay flat, I don't want to start my fishtail braid on an angle, because that way when it sits it's going to kind of be a little bit wonky. So what I do personally is I actually flip it forwards to my head and I start my fishtail braid, and then when it gets to a decent length I will pull it back down to the side and start doing it. And so this is just what my hair looks like right now. It's relatively straight. Of course, just secure the end when you're done. So I'm leaving about 3 or so inches. Now that's the braid up close. And feel free to, you can fluff it up a bit, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just lightly pulling it apart. I'm not trying to make it too messy. If you want to make it a bit more messy, you could really like yank at it. But I just like to do a little bit of a tug on either side. If you don't want to have that little hair elastic holding your fishtail together, I keep that because I find it easier to fishtail braid when the top is secured. But once you're done, feel free to just cut that bad boy out and it'll sit a little bit lower and it'll just flow into your fishtail braid. It just sits nicely, where if you're like me and you just feel better with your hair pulled off your face, it's a really quick and easy look. But I'm going to curl my ends and show you guys what it's going to look like. So here's what it looks like. I'm just going to finger comb them just to loosen them up a little bit. but I actually wore this hair out to a stag and doe this past weekend, and I quite like it. So here's what it looks like from the back. So I hope you guys enjoy these two hair looks. Let me know if you recreate them. Definitely hit me up on all my social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. See ya!